YouTube? Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, that like button. Go ahead and put some comments in the comment section. We're going to be talking about my man Tank Bigsby today and his probability of being a Heisman candidate in 2021. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Tank Bigsby coming off of a relatively sensational season. Very abbreviated, though, only 10 games. He still managed to have about 800 yards, 800 plus yards. Had some really incredible moments as an Auburn Tiger in 2020. And the big question is, can he be a viable candidate for the Heisman Trophy? Now, if just given everything on a smooth platform, yes, of course, I think he can. However, when you talk about the Heisman Trophy, you talk about a totality of talent, impact, star power, presence in the media, things of that nature. Nowadays, the guys that have been winning this thing the most have been quarterbacks and, just quarterbacks. You got a running back here and there. You got running back Derrick Henry from 2015. Then you got Mark Ingram from 2009. And before that, you got Reggie Bush from USC. These guys were high impact players on their particular teams at that time and also led their team to the highest level as far as accomplishment, winning national championships, things of that nature. So if Tank Bigsby is going to win the Heisman Trophy that's presented by the Downtown Athletic Club in New York, this trophy, ironically, has the namesake of John Heisman, who's a former coach way back in the day at Auburn. John Heisman, I think he also coached at Clemson and a couple of other schools, Georgia Tech maybe as well. But I think we got to be realistic about this thing. Is Auburn even going to run the type of offense that facilitates the possibility of a running back winning the Heisman? How many yards does Tank Bigsby have to have? 1,500 easy. But also, you got to look at it from an accomplishment standpoint. If Auburn doesn't win the SEC West or doesn't make it to the SEC championship game or doesn't compete for a college football playoff this year, can we consider, and no matter how good Tank Bigsby does, can we still consider him for the Heisman? It's not about, necessarily his abilities, because, I think he can. Dude performed in the Under Armour All-American game. If he would have got a few more touches, I think he would have showed out in that game. But it's not all about the yards. It's about the impact. And will Auburn run the kind of offense that gives a kid like Tank Bigsby the opportunity to win the Heisman? Are they going to depend that heavily on a running back, especially with Mike Bobo and Bryan Harsin, their types of offenses? I think Tank Bigsby is going to have a good year. I think he could even be a finalist for the Doak Walker Award. But I think to say the Heisman, though, with all the quarterbacks that's coming back, with all of the wide receivers, Devontae Smith, even as good as he was the first wide receiver to win this thing, I think, since Desmond Howard in 1991. Since that time, this thing has been dominated by quarterbacks. And I think the odds of Tank Bigsby, no matter what kind of season he has, a lot of things have to happen. One, Auburn has to win the SEC West and go to the SEC championship. Two, Auburn has to win the SEC championship game, and Tank Bigsby has to be the reason that they win. You think about Trey Mason, who was a late finalist in 2013. No one was really considering Trey Mason as a finalist until Auburn actually won the SEC championship and then subsequently makes it to the to the national championship game. You got a lot of good running backs out there. And you got to look at the way college football is being played now, to where running backs are great, but they're not the feature part of the offense. because things are a lot more fast-paced now. Do I think Tank Bigsby can do it? Sure. I think he has the opportunity. Auburn has some challenges at the offensive line that the spring football training could possibly, add some light or give some type of information as to where they're going with that. But you got to think about, is the play calling going to be of such to where a feature back in the SEC in Power 5 football can have enough impact to actually win the Heisman? So it's not necessarily about ability, it's about opportunity. Is he going to have those Heisman moments? I think one of the key games that I think that Tank Bigsby has to have a really, really good showing is on the national stage at Penn State, at Happy Valley. I think he's got to bust at least 150 or 200 to put his name on the map to possibly win the Heisman. Leave in the comment section, what do you think the odds of Tank Bigsby winning the Heisman, which I don't think are high because of the criteria and because of the trajectory of college football now. But do I think he can win some awards if he makes some of the things that he made happen last year happen? Of course. All right, guys. Our channel is growing, man, leaps and bounds. We're trying to hit that 4,000 and whatever mark and keep it moving all the way into spring football. Like this video, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. And whether you like it, love it, or hate it, just go ahead and support the channel. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.